Hello everyone and welcome to Chemistry 123. My name is Dr. Guthrie and the purpose of this video is to go over the syllabus and give you an idea of what this online class is going to look like. So let's start with the syllabus. First off, you can see that my office hours are from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Or if those times don't work for you, you can send me an email and make an appointment. I strongly recommend that you use me as a resource to help you with this class. That's what I'm here for, and I do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Email is the best way to get in touch with me, so please do that if you need help. The textbook you should have if you took chemistry at EMU previously. It's this one here, Chemistry, an Atoms-Focused Approach. Other things you will need: a scientific calculator, access to the internet so you can attend Zoom office hours and hand in any assignments that you will need to hand in. And keep in mind that this is an asynchronous class, so that means that I will not be hosting any live lectures. Everything will be recorded and put on YouTube, so then you can view the material or view the lectures at your leisure. Okay, so here is a schedule of the topics. So we have about 8 chapters to go through. Each chapter has a specific number of worksheets associated with it, as you can see over here. Okay, and those worksheets are all going to be available on Canvas. I also have dates for the on-campus midterm and final exams. So yes, they are on-campus exams, at least for now. If there is any indication that this is no longer allowed, then we will have to change to an online exam format. But until that happens, exams are going to be in person and on these particular dates. Here's the grading policy. So there will be 3 on-campus midterm exams, 1 cumulative final exam, quizzes, worksheets, and homework, and the grade distribution is fairly standard. So since this is an online class, everything is going to be available online and on Canvas. So that's everything: all your assignments, all your quizzes, all your homework, and all the worksheets. And I also use Canvas quite extensively to communicate with you if that is necessary. So I will commonly put notes on the main page rather than sending you an email if there's a lot of messages that have to be sent, because then all the information that you need to know is in one place and you don't have to sift through all of your emails to find it. So please make sure your Canvas notifications are enabled, so when I do make any changes, you will know, because I do send out a Canvas notification that should show up in your email if any changes are made. So here's what the Canvas webpage currently looks like. You can find the syllabus here, and the video is what I'm making right now. Here's my office hours and my availability if you want to find a graphical representation of my hours. And this is the Zoom link that you can use when attending my office hours, or if you make an appointment for additional office hours. This table is going to have all of the slides, videos, worksheets, and solutions to the worksheets. Now, it's a little bit sparse at the beginning because this is the first semester that we have used your particular textbook for Chem 123, so I still have to make a couple other videos, and there will also have to be some organization that I do for some of the other videos that I have made in the past, because I made them with a different book and the order of the chapters and the sections are slightly different. But I will have all these available for you in enough time for you to finish the assignments. And the solutions to the worksheets will become available immediately after the worksheets are due. Now, worksheets are usually going to be due at 5 o'clock on Thursdays, so immediately after 5 o'clock you will be able to access the solutions. At the bottom of the page I have some practice exams from 2018, and this is also where I will put the solutions to your exams as we do them. Okay, so quizzes are going to be online, and they're going to consist of multiple choice questions. There won't be a time limit, but there will be a limited number of attempts for each question, usually 2, possibly 3 or 4, depending on whether or not it's a multi-part multiple choice question, or if it's just a simple one question 5 potential answers, multiple choice question. Quizzes are always going to be due on Thursdays at 5 p.m. And if there's any break or holidays, then that will obviously have to change, and those dates will be indicated on Canvas. There won't be any makeup quizzes, but the lowest 4 quiz grades will be dropped. So worksheets I already explained a little bit, but there will be 1 worksheet per regularly scheduled class, and if these classes were in person, they would be scheduled every Monday and every Wednesday. So normally 2 worksheets per week, unless there's a holiday. And as I already said, there's also going to be short lecture style videos related to each worksheet. And I'm going to try to keep these videos less than 30 minutes, although I think there are a couple that are a little bit more already. So the links to the videos can be found on Canvas, as I showed before. So each worksheet contains a number of questions, but only a couple of them will be due to submit on Canvas. So a couple will be graded, the rest are there just for your study purposes. And I actually recommend that you do all or at least most of the questions, because all of the exams are going to be derived directly from the worksheets and also the homework. Now the questions might not be exactly the same, but they're going to be very, very similar. So if you can do the worksheets and the homework, then you should have no problem with the exams. So here's an example of one of the worksheets, the first one you will do. So there's an initial preamble and introduction to the particular topic, some learning objectives, where you can find the information in your textbook. Chem tours are little animations that are provided by the textbook company, so you should be able to access those if you have the textbook. A couple of third-party videos that may help you with the material. Again, there's also going to be the video that I prepare, which is going to be the short lecture style video. Some prerequisites, so some of the topics that you need to know before getting into this particular chapter. Some vocabulary, some new words that will be handy to know, and then some information that you can focus on or will help you through the chapter. So in this case, we're talking about the kinetic molecular theory, we're talking about gas laws and things like that. So a lot of the information for the worksheet is here. Some of them are longer, some of them are shorter. And as we get down here, this is where the worksheet starts. So it tells you which questions on the worksheets are going to be graded. So these are the ones that you need to hand in. And it also tells you which questions on the worksheet are similar to the homework questions. So if you can do, on this particular worksheet, questions 12, 20, and 22, then you'll have an easier time doing the homework because they're very closely related. So again, here's the types of questions. Okay, so again, I recommend that you do all of them or at least most of them because again, these are the questions that you're going to be seeing on exams, or at least ones that are very close. Homework is going to be very similar to quizzes in that it's also online and you can find it through Canvas. I'll show you that in a minute, as well as the quizzes. And they are going to be due the Monday following the day that the worksheets and the quizzes are due. So if a quiz and a worksheet is due on a Thursday, the following Monday is when the homework is due. And it is also due at 5 p.m. like everything else. When an exam is scheduled, obviously the homework can't be due on the exam day. So I'm going to have it due on the Friday before the exam, and that gives me the opportunity to provide you the answers to the homework, so then you can use that to study over the weekend. As with the quizzes, the 4 lowest homework grades will be dropped. Okay, so again, I said before, we're going to have on-campus exams, 4 in total, 3 midterms and 1 final. The location, at least as of now, is Strong Hall, room 111. Okay, if that changes, I will let you know on Canvas. No exams are going to be dropped, but if you do have to miss an exam for whatever reason, I don't even care what the reason is if you miss the first exam, the weight of that exam will be applied to the final. And all exams will consist of multiple choice, calculations, short answer questions, again, just like what is on the worksheet. Final exam, you need to write it to pass the course. There's the date, Monday, April 26th from 9 to 10:30 a.m. So far, again, it's going to be in the same room, Strong Hall, room 111. It's a cumulative exam, and it may consist of a department portion, depending on whether or not that is given out at the end of the term. But it will at least contain a lot of questions that you've seen before from the worksheets. Okay, so the rest of the syllabus is miscellaneous information. So about extra credit, for example, these are opportunities that basically don't come about. If I make a mistake, maybe extra credit happens, but for the most part, there is not going to be any extra credit. Make sure you get help when you need it. Don't wait until the end of the term to get help, because at that point, I can't do too much for you. So do what you can at the beginning of the term. You need help right away, come find me. I'll be happy to help you. In the case of a COVID shutdown again, and for us, COVID shutdown means that we are unable to do in-person exams. Most of what we'll be doing throughout the term will not change because the course is, of course, online. But if we have to go towards online exams, then I will give you a little bit more information of how that will work if that ends up being the case. Okay, now we got some important dates, honesty policy, accommodations, etc., etc. I do recommend you read the entire syllabus. It gives you all the information about the course and some additional information that I didn't quite go over here. So now I want to quickly show you what the quizzes and the homework are like. So if you're on Canvas, you'll find them in assignments. And right now I have 3 quizzes and a couple homeworks available for you. So if you click on quiz 1, which covers chapter 9.1 to 9.9, and I'll just go to teacher preview. This is what it's going to look like. Directly in Canvas, you'll see the questions. Up here, it tells you how many points each question is worth, and this little arrow here and the number beside it shows you how many attempts you have for each of these questions. So again, multiple choice is mostly going to be 2 or 3 attempts. If it's a calculation type question that you would see in the homework, that's normally going to be 5 attempts. So the number of attempts is going to depend on the type of question and the difficulty and how many parts that particular question has. Okay, so this particular quiz has, let's see, I think 8 questions. Okay, and the last question there you can see has got 1, 2, 3 parts to it. So that particular question is going to be worth 3 points, and you get an extra attempt for that one as well. So 3 attempts rather than 2. So all you got to do to finish the quiz is to simply pick an answer and then push submit. If you get it wrong, it tells you that it's wrong with a nice red square and an X. If you get it right, green square and a check mark. So again, you get as much time as you need to do these, so you can have them on the screen. You can print it out if you need to, and then do it when you have the time. But please be aware of the number of attempts that you have. Okay, now let's just go check out a homework assignment. So here's the homework that is associated with the first worksheet. And it looks very similar, except these are not multiple choice questions. Some of them are, but a lot of them are not. This particular one is a calculation type question. It's worth 3 points. You get 5 attempts, and you're given the question, and in the box you would type some number, 59.6, whatever it might be. Again, if you get it wrong, you get the X with the red box. Green box with the check mark means it's right. Okay, now with all these questions, there is not going to be any feedback because I haven't had time to program the feedback. I've written all these questions myself. So if you do need help with them, please ask me. It's probably a good idea not to wait until your last attempt to ask me a question or to try and get help with it. You know, try it 2 or 3 times. If you still can't get it, that might be a good time to come to me, ask for help, and try and figure out where you're going wrong. So that's all I have to say about this class. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Send me an email and I will answer it as soon as I can.